Alright friends, subscribers and strangers, what's up? So today we're going to talk about another example of why pricing and why where you sell an item is very difficult to determine. In the last episode, we decided that I could make $70 more on Amazon, so that was a no-brainer. So what will we find out today? In this exciting episode, stay tuned! Alright, so today, something not so exciting. So this is Carbona Super White. There's a box of 20 sheets. There are none for sale on Amazon or eBay when I purchase these. So I'm like, hey, I can find 28 of them. Let's buy them all, right? Since I'm going to be the only seller, and I'm still the only seller. And so I purchased all 28. And I decided that when I looked at the sheer numbers, I could list them for $19.99 plus shipping, which is $5.99 on eBay. So $24 a box. I think I paid $3.99 a box. And do very well because Amazon, so if you've never sold on Amazon or if you have sold on Amazon, you understand that they have high pricing alerts. And so $17.99 is the max they will let me sell it for because I'm an evil price gouger if I go higher than that. Poor bearded picker cannot be a price gouger. Damn it. Okay, so here we go. And so that's what I did. Okay, so this should really be the end of the video, right? You can make $8 more per box. I think that's 8. 7. You can make, yeah, $8 more per box. You know, I had to do the mental gymnastics and sometimes the little monkey running around up there trips. Right. So $8, you know, $8 per box, 8 times 28. That's amazing. That's a whole lot of profit extra if I sell it on eBay and Amazon. So if I'm still here, there must be something wrong with this calculation. What do y'all think? Put your guesses in the comments below. What's wrong in this evaluation? Okay, so here we go. The highest this thing had ever sold for was like 22. So I was $3 or $4 higher than, so that might have been the first mistake. Maybe I'm too high on the price for this particular product on eBay. Because as of recording of this video, they have been on eBay for 7 weeks and I have sold, well, I've sold as many as you have. Okay, I'll give you a minute to figure out the calculations on that. Right. And so then I started thinking to myself, I'd be happy with $17.99. You know, after Amazon fees, it's like $15.38. To ship these things is 4 ounces, so it's $4 and something. And so, you know, I'm left like $11. You know, I'd be happy getting my money back. So 11 times 28, that'll include the profit and the cost back. That would be nice. And so I decided, you know, let's try an experiment. Let's go ahead and throw some on Amazon and see what happens. I've sold 14 on Amazon so far. You heard that right. In a week, I've sold 14 on Amazon. I have still sold as many as you have on eBay. I'll wait to see if y'all have to figure that out again. Okay. You got it. Congratulations. Very good job. Alright, so what's the problem? I did not consider the sales velocity of the two platforms. So anytime you have a contest between eBay and Amazon, eBay almost always loses due to that one factor. The sales velocity on Amazon, until you've sold on Amazon, you can't possibly imagine how fast things sell over there. And anything you have in quantity sells. Okay, sometimes there will be competition, sometimes there'll be pressure on price. But if you can be at or near the buy box, and man, it is amazing how fast things sell over there. I expect by the end of this week to be out of these things and have all 28 sold on Amazon. Yes, on Amazon, and be ready to move on to the next product. So the one thing people don't talk to you about when reselling is that turning your inventory. You know, sometimes turning your inventory. So if you've got an item like that camera that it's a $70 difference in one item, man, it's a no-brainer. Put it on Amazon, let it sit. Well, it sat for 18 hours and somebody bought it. Oh, that was amazing, right? Here's another one. So I had I think I've told you about this mini disc player. The mini disc player, the highest it ever sold for on eBay was $5.99, and Amazon was about the same. But Amazon is very different. When they have new items, they will pay up a little more. And so I decided, you know what, it's worth it to throw it at $7.99 on Amazon. Just wait. 11 days is what it took to sell that multi-disc player for $800, an extra $300. So just because you think you know where to sell an item, there's so many factors involved. There are quite a few things that... Hey, look, right behind me. I got several of these monster dolls at a yard sale. I think I'm into them for $3, maybe $2.50. I've got like 8 of them. They sell for more money on Amazon. There's only one problem. I used to could sell them. Now I can't anymore. I'm gated. Bear, what's gated mean? Gated means that I'm not approved to sell that particular brand. Wow, wow, wow. Insert that little sound right there. And so sometimes you just don't have a choice. And so in this case, I need to get better at cross-listing, because I think those might have an audience on Poshmark as well, maybe Mercari. So maybe that's something I need to think about. Adding more platforms it's going to have to be a program. It's going to have to be something simple. It's going to have to be something that takes 5 minutes of my time, because that's all I've got left. I don't have anything else left. 5 minutes of my time. And maybe it increases the audience, maybe it doesn't. But so sometimes the choice is made for you. Other times, there is a better market on a different platform, because of Amazon will not allow you to sell it for a certain price. I sell a lot of discontinued stuff. And Amazon, in their ultimate wisdom, decides that there's a maximum price they're going to allow you to sell in a free market now. I mean, the United States of America is a so-called free market. Well, it's not a free market, and it is a base free market that everybody has added their rules to not make it a free market anymore. Because in a true free market, I would be able to list this product for whatever I wanted to, and the value of the product will be determined by the market. Right. So if I was too high and the market didn't buy it, it would come back down naturally in order to sell, or I would just keep it infinitely forever. They would go, "Dearly beloved, we are gathered here to celebrate the life of the beer. Roll Tide." He wanted us to put these in the coffin with him, or actually, he wanted to put these in the box to be burned up with him. All right, so that's all I got for you today. The decision about price and location is much more complicated than you can give it credit for, especially the more platforms you add, the more decisions you have to make and take into account. Don't forget sales velocity. It's an important one. And sometimes sales velocity trumps price, because as I bring the price down closer to what when Amazon and eBay meet, eBay basically requires you to promote. I know there's some people that don't promote. I get it. But the vast majority of people who have items that are like this. Okay, so this is an item that probably needs to be promoted a little bit. I think I had it at like 3 or 4%, just enough to get it noticed. Because I don't have any competition. But, a camera would need to be promoted a little higher to separate myself from others, because my price was a little higher. Whereas if you're selling vintage stuff you're one of a kind, you're maybe one of 5 or 6, and you're waiting for that particular person to come buy it, you don't need to promote, because you're looking for that unicorn buyer anyway. And if you're willing to let it sit until the unicorn shows up and buys your product, perfectly fine. That's a great business model as well. It's just not mine. All right. So I hope this confuses you anymore about where to put a product, and where to sell it, and how much money you're going to make per item. This thing about just throw it on eBay, throw it on Amazon, people who say that kind of stuff have never resold and don't give you credit for the knowledge you have in your head and the amount that you're actually running a business and trying to execute strategies in order to stay in business and to run a successful business. All right, we will see you in the next video. Like, comment, share, subscribe, all those fun things. Thank you so much for joining me. Roll Tide.